Welcome to Zeus Lab, where AI, home labs, and real life collide.
What if your AI assistant did not live in the cloud somewhere mysterious? What if it lived on a little Raspberry Pi in your house, quietly running jobs, watching your systems, sending updates, and acting like a command center for real life? Welcome back to Zeus Lab, where we turn AI experiments into real-life tools. Today I want to zoom out from the first Zeus Lab project and show the bigger idea. My Raspberry Pi runs my personal AI command center. And before anybody panics, no, this is not a video about giving a robot the keys to the entire house and hoping for the best. The point is the opposite. This setup is built around control, privacy, visibility, and small, useful automations that make life easier without handing everything over to AI. Think of it like a home base. The Raspberry Pi is not the most powerful computer in the world. It is not trying to render Pixar movies or train a giant language model under my desk. It is the coordinator, the always-on little machine that keeps track of tasks, routes messages, checks schedules, talks to other services, and gives Zeus a place to live. That distinction matters. A lot of people hear AI command center and imagine a sci-fi control room with giant screens and dramatic music. And sure, we can make the visuals look cool. This is Zeus Lab. We are allowed to have a little lightning, but the real version is much more practical. It is a Raspberry Pi, Hermes agent, Discord, scheduled jobs, home assistant, private networking, and a growing collection of workflows that help with normal life. Here is the basic idea. Instead of having a dozen separate tools scattered everywhere, Zeus becomes the layer that connects them. I can talk to Zeus from Discord. Zeus can run tasks on the Pi. The Pi can check cron jobs, watch for updates, inspect project files, manage video workflow steps, send reminders, and coordinate with other computers when needed. That means the assistant is not just a chatbot. It has a place to work. That is one of the biggest differences between a fun AI demo and a useful AI system. A chatbot answers a question and disappears. A command center remembers what projects exist, has folders, scheduled tasks, tools, logs, automation rules, and a way to report back. In my setup, Discord is the front door. The Raspberry Pi is the engine room. Hermes is the agent framework. And Zeus is the personality and workflow layer that ties it together. So what does this actually do? First, it gives me one place to ask for help. If I need a school email checked, a home assistant update monitored, a YouTube video package built, a Minecraft server task handled, or a reminder created, I do not want to remember 5 different dashboards and 7 different commands. I want to ask Zeus in plain language and have the system decide which tool or workflow to use. That is the command center part. Second, it lets jobs run even when I am not sitting at the keyboard. This is where the Raspberry Pi is perfect. It is small, low power, and always on. Scheduled jobs can run quietly in the background. If nothing needs attention, Zeus stays quiet. If something does need attention, Zeus can post a clear update to Discord. That quiet behavior is important. The goal is not to create another notification monster. A good assistant should not constantly yell, "Hey, I checked something!" The best version is boring when everything is fine, and useful when something changes. For example, Zeus can watch for important school-related emails and summarize only the items that matter. It can monitor Home Assistant updates and remind me before restarting anything. It can check whether a service is online. It can track video pipeline tasks. It can keep notes about what was done and what needs review. Individually, each one of those sounds small. Together, they start to feel like a real operating system for life tasks. Third, the Pi helps keep the setup private and local first. This is a big one. I do not want every home lab service exposed to the entire public internet just because I want convenience. In this setup, the home lab sites are designed to be Tailscale only. That means they are reachable through a private network, not just sitting out there for random scanners to poke at. For the video, the dashboards and messages you see on screen are sanitized or fictionalized. We are not showing private school details, personal email content, real tokens, or sensitive home information. But the architecture idea is real. Keep the command center close, keep control in your hands, and expose as little as possible. That is also why I like starting with read-only or approval-first automations. Zeus can notice things. Zeus can summarize things. Zeus can prepare work. Zeus can recommend an action. But for important changes, the human stays in the loop. Home Assistant is a good example. Eventually, Zeus can help with update routines. Check what needs updating, create or verify a backup, notify before a restart, install updates at a safe time, and report when Home Assistant is back online. But the safety pattern matters. You do not start by letting AI randomly flip switches and restart your house. You start with visibility. Then you add controlled actions. Then you add automation only where the workflow is proven. That is the difference between helpful AI and chaos with a friendly voice. Fourth, the Pi gives Zeus a real workspace. This part is less flashy, but it is powerful. A real assistant needs more than chat history. It needs project folders, scripts, templates, schedules, logs, and repeatable workflows. In the Zeus Lab video pipeline, for example, there are episode folders, scripts, HeyGen paste packs, metadata files, thumbnail prompts, review notes, and export folders. That means Zeus can help create an episode, split a long script into safe HeyGen scenes, stitch an intro onto the finished video with FFmpeg, prepare YouTube metadata, and keep everything organized for review. Again, it is not magic. It is a workflow. And workflows are where AI starts becoming genuinely useful. If you give AI a random prompt, you get a random result. If you give it a system, a workspace, rules, templates, and verification steps, you get something closer to an assistant you can rely on. That is what the Raspberry Pi is doing here. It is the boring little box that gives the AI a home. Now there are limits. A Raspberry Pi is not a monster workstation. Mine is there to coordinate, not to do every heavy job locally. If a task needs a stronger PC, cloud rendering, HeyGen, 11 Labs, or another specialized service, Zeus can hand off to that tool when approved. That is the budget-friendly version of an AI command center. Use the Pi for orchestration. Use local tools where they make sense. Use paid services carefully. Do not stack subscriptions just because every shiny AI app promises to change your life by Tuesday. The goal is not to spend the most money. The goal is to build the most useful system for the least unnecessary complexity. So if you wanted to build your own version, I would start small. Do not begin with, AI controls my whole house. Begin with, AI tells me what I missed. Pick one source of noise: email, calendar, server alerts, smart home updates, project tasks, bills. Anything that creates stress because it is easy to overlook. Then build the simple pattern. Watch the source. Filter for what matters. Summarize it clearly. Send it somewhere you will actually see. Keep the human in control. That pattern is the heart of Zeus Lab. A Raspberry Pi makes it practical because it can sit there, always on, doing the unglamorous work in the background. Discord makes it accessible because I can interact with Zeus from my phone. Hermes gives it tools and workflows. Tailscale keeps private services private. And Home Assistant, YouTube, email, calendars, and other systems become lanes that Zeus can help manage. This is why I think personal AI is going to become less about one magical app and more about small command centers. Not one giant robot that does everything. A personal layer that connects the tools you already use, understands your routines, respects your boundaries, and helps you keep track of the things that matter. That is what my Raspberry Pi is doing. It is not just a tiny computer, it is the home base for Zeus. And the bigger vision is simple: an AI command center for real life. One that helps with family tasks, home lab maintenance, content creation, reminders, school updates, smart home checks, and the projects that otherwise get scattered across 10 different apps. Still human-controlled, still budget-conscious, still private first. But much more useful than a chatbot sitting in a browser tab waiting for a prompt. That is the kind of AI I want more of. AI that watches the boring stuff. AI that organizes the messy stuff. AI that reports clearly. AI that asks before doing risky things. AI that gives a busy person a little more breathing room. So that is the episode 2 build. My Raspberry Pi runs my personal AI command center. In the next episode, we can go deeper into the front door. How Discord became the place where I actually talk to Zeus, manage projects, get alerts, and turn chat into action. If you would build your own AI command center, what would you connect first? Email? Calendar? Home Assistant? Discord? A Minecraft server? Something at work? Drop a comment and tell me what you would want your assistant to watch or manage. And if you like practical AI builds like this, like, subscribe, and follow for more. This is Zeus Lab, and we are just getting started.